Hey guys, hopefully you can hear over the rain. So last week we did jumping events in track and field. So I thought today we could do throwing events in track and field. So how this is gonna work, can I turn my camera around? I don't think so. So I got a laundry basket full of socks. And we're gonna try to do like the shot put kind of throw. And so it's different than a football or a baseball throw where you kind of cock back. In this one, we're kind of doing as if you were working out in the gym, which most of you probably haven't done just because of your age. But if you ever seen someone, maybe in a movie, do like a bench press, that's kind of the movement we're gonna do. So if the ball was in our hand, it's just gonna be kind of like that. So for the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work on my aim. So I'm gonna grab these socks and I'm gonna try to make it into the basket, just to work on aim for right now. It's fine that I missed, but you guys, I don't know if you can see in the mirror, my movement of my shoulder, I'm not going back, I'm just kind of pushing forward. It's also fine that I missed, okay? Getting closer. There we go, I got one. And I got the last two, which is fine. Now I'm gonna try to go again to see if I can improve. All right, so I just went 3 more times and I had 5 socks, so I went 15 times total to get repetition. So I just wanna keep working on that movement of the shoulder. Again, not going back like baseball or softball, just kind of forward push. So to make this hard now, I'm gonna flip this upside down. I'm going to take my Black Panther action figure. And he's now holding up my basket, if you can see that. And now I got a ball. And I'm gonna try to knock the basket over using just a ball and in the shot put motion. My ball just landed in the grass and now it's wet and gross. I'm glad I didn't use a sock for this time. So, to make it harder, I use shorter, heavy objects. To make it easier, I would use taller, lighter objects. So it's a lot easier. It's hard to do with one hand. It's a lot easier to knock over the basket when it's higher up than the Black Panther. So you notice the water bottle is a lot bigger than the Panther. So the water bottle is easier to knock over. Oh, don't go get more wet. So if I put a Sharpie there, the Sharpie is thinner than the Black Panther, so that might be a little bit harder too. So try different objects, try to knock them over, work on aim instead of strength. So if you want to make it easier, you use taller, light objects. If you want to make it harder, you use shorter, heavy objects. Another way, instead of the ball, the socks would be harder because this ball has more mass than the socks. So heavy objects too that you're throwing. So if I was throwing toilet paper instead of this ball, it would be a lot more easier to knock over because the toilet paper is heavier than this ball. So keep in mind, if what you're throwing is heavier than the object you're throwing at, it's gonna be a lot easier to knock over. If you're using something lighter to throw at a heavy object, it's gonna be harder to knock over. So don't be afraid to try something hard. It's okay not to get it, and try like 3 or 4 times and 4 different objects each time. All right guys, I hope you have a good week. See you later. So we just finished some shot putting drills. And now we're gonna work on some throwing drills because in all 4 events, it's how far you throw is the competition. Where in football, if you're off by a foot, it could be the difference between an interception or a drop pass. You do have more room on your aim for where you're throwing. You have to land within a V, but you don't have to hit a particular target. It's more about the strength and the accuracy. So for that, I'm going back to my basket. And I could do this either 2 ways. I can do it with the basket or without, but I'm gonna start with the basket. I'm gonna throw, I make it, I take a step back. I throw, I make it, I take a step back. And I'm gonna keep going until I can't go any further or I don't make it. So hopefully I'll end up way back here, but each time you take a step back and try to go further. Another way to do it, I can't really do it right now because it's raining, but if I was in my yard, I would throw the ball, try to do it in a shot put way. I know I kind of did underhand going into the basket, but that's just because the basket was low. But if I could try to throw it, and if I got chalk, I could mark where the ball landed. And then I could throw again and try to get even farther and chalk. And if you don't have chalk, you could use, like, I could put my Black Panther in one spot, and then I could put a Captain America action figure in another spot. You don't have to use chalk or markers, or like last week I used water bottles as markers where I landed on my jumps in the second thing that I did. It was the long jump. So try to see how far you can throw and try to get further each time. So those are the two different ways to work on your length. So try several times and try with different weights of, if you have more than one weight of ball. So like a basketball is a lot heavier than a tennis ball. So try using different weights, because the shot put and the javelin and the disc, they all have different weights and they're a lot heavier than this ball that I'm using now. So try to use heavy things and have fun.